NBC Sports, celebrating its 20th season of Sunday Night Football, welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League. Spanish language audio provided by Telemundo Deportes, or watch tonight's game in Spanish on Universo. The Sunday Night Anthem is presented by Geico. Get more with Geico.
A perfect Sunday night for football.
It's time to go to work.
Make a statement about who we are.
Let's go. Know what we fighting for.
Let's crush it, guys.
97, animate, resolve.
I've been waiting all day for Sunday night. The tough get rough in a primetime fight. More than a game, it's every fan's right. That's why we're waiting all day for Sunday night. All right, what a night, it's finally here. Sunday night football's kicking into high gear. The stars have arrived, come on, get up and cheer. Hey Jack, it's a back, the show's back in town. Chiefs and the Giants in a nasty showdown. The stadium's rocking, time to crank up the sound. The NFL's best have come to play. Coast to coast, there's just one thing left to say. I've been waiting all day for Sunday night. The tough and rough in a primetime fight. More than a game, it's every fan's right. That's why we're waiting all day for Sunday night.
What a catch! That was magical right there. Unbelievable! I have seen it all now.
Waiting all day for Sunday night.
Travel west from Midtown Manhattan through the Lincoln Tunnel to the Jersey side. It's MetLife Stadium here in East Rutherford. Tonight on Sunday Night Primetime, it's the Kansas City Chiefs and the New York Giants. On the Kansas City sideline, a familiar face, Andy Reid. His team at 0-2, facing an important game already. On the other side is Giants head coach Brian Daboll. His guys also come in 0-2, and history tells us the prospect of making the playoffs after starting 0-3 are very dim.
Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
Mike Tirico, Greg Olson with you. That's Harrison Butker, set to get things started. Off we go on Sunday Night Football. He'll come across the 20 and taken down at the 21-yard line. So here come the Giants, and Greg, it is the latest stop for Russell Wilson. A decade and a Super Bowl in Seattle, 2 years in Denver, last year in Pittsburgh, and now Russell Wilson is the Giants QB.
I think the biggest thing that stood out from last week's game was when they went into the game with an initial plan, how quickly were they able to get away from that when they realized it wasn't working? I think they got a lot of unscouted looks.
Russell Wilson, fullback at that. Tyron Tracy Jr., Purdue. Darius Slayton, Auburn.
Rondo Robinson, Kentucky and Nebraska.
Malik Neighbors, LSU.
Theo Johnson, Penn State.
Andrew Thomas, Georgia.
John Runyon, Michigan.
John Michael Schmitz, Minnesota. Greg Van Roten, Penn Quakers. Jermaine Lamar, Black Lona Junior College.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Here's Scatterboo. Oh, and the rookie puts it on the deck. It's a fumble.
Charles Minnesota, Texas. Derek Notty, FSU. Chris Jones, Mississippi State. George Karlaftis, Purdue. Drew Tranquil, Notre Dame. Nick Bolton, Mizzou. Leo Chanel, Wisconsin. Trent McDuffie, Washington. D. Cook, Cincinnati. Tamari Connor, Virginia Tech.
Jalen Watson, WSU.
Brought down just shy of midfield. That's his second catch on the drive. This one is good for 20 yards.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route depth, You stick that foot in the ground, you break in, ball's on time, results in a nice first down pickup. Not a great start by this running back here in the first half, Mike. He had a fumble earlier. Now he struggles just to get back to the line of scrimmage. They're going to have to get more out of this run game as the rest of this game moves along.
Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. And he'll be taken down, but good enough to keep this drive going. It's a first down.
The most impressive thing about this drive, Mike, has really just been their efficiency. They've just continued to pick up first downs, fresh sets of downs. We just saw there with that 3rd down conversion, continue to possess the ball. These opportunities to come away with points continue to go up. I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, it just ends up being a wasted down.
Play action. Now, Wilson, he'll air it out down the middle. I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a 3rd down. Throwing again. Wilson. That's to Robinson. He's got it. And he will not quite get to the marker. Good job there defensively. And now, decision time. What are you going to do on 4th down?
When you're willing to throw the ball short of the sticks on 3rd down, you know what that tells me, Mike? The decision to go for it on 4th down has already been made. If you're able to pick it up with yards after the catch, great. But if not, it's a 4th and short, and you give yourself a realistic shot of converting on this 4th down.
And he's going to have the Giants' first down. As they manage to convert, that'll keep this drive alive.
And they knew they were in a tough spot here defensively. Anytime a team gets you down into these 4th and short situations, we've kind of seen this take hold in the NFL. The ability of offenses to generate first downs on 4th down continues to improve year after year, and defenses have a hard time winning these gotta-have-it moments. So these, Mike, are the body blow runs. They're not big gains, they're nothing fancy, but they really set that physical tone for the rest of the game where now a good play caller can use some of these early runs to set up something a little bit bigger down the road.
Justin Simmons with the good defense on that one to break it up. On 3rd down, here's Wilson. And it's caught right side by Patrick. It'll be a pickup of 10. First down, Giants.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment, and keeps this to a modest gain at best.
They try to work the screen with Scalaboo. And a nice game there. He's out of bounds, and that will bring up 3rd down.
That's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Now Russ. And that is incomplete. Wandale Robinson, the one he was looking for that time. And that's going to lead to a 4th down.
But here we find the best laid plans sometimes do go astray. Every offense, Mike, what do they tell us? We want to stay ahead of the chains. We want to stay on schedule. This was a 3rd and very reasonable. Incomplete on that 3rd down try. Now brings up 4th and short.
A 23-yard attempt.
Oh, he missed it from short range. A bad miss. It's no good. And this will remain a scoreless ball game.
And that's just a tough way to finish off what was a good opening drive. And obviously, as a kicker, you have to have a short memory. But you can bet he'll be thinking about that one the rest of the way.
The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Mahomes. That ball flutters to the ground.
Patrick Mahomes II, Texas Tech University.
Isaiah Pacheco, Rutgers University.
Hollywood Brown, Oklahoma. Taquan Thornton, Baylor University. Juju Smith-Schuster, USC. Travis Kelce, Cleveland Heights, Ohio.
Josh Simmons, The Ohio State University.
Kingsley Sumatia, BYU.
Creed Humphrey, Oklahoma.
Trey Smith, University of Tennessee.
Jawan Taylor, Florida.
Very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force 3rd down. Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. That's complete. Left side to Worthy. And it'll be taken down up past the 40-yard line. They'll pick up 23 on that one. 1st down, KC.
1st down. 1st and 10.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. If you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
Kayvon Thibodeau, Oregon.
Sexy Dexy, Clemson.
Roy Robertson Harris, SGP Warriors.
Brian Burns, Florida State. Fabio Carrique, Stanford.
Swayze Bozeman, Tri-County Academy.
Alton Adebo, Stanford University.
Drew Phillips, Kentucky. Tyler Newbin, Minnesota.
Ron Holland, University of Oregon.
Cordell Flott, LSU.
Now, Mahomes. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him. The rookie out of Penn State, Abdul Carter. What a first month he is putting together. That's his 4th sack already. So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Mahomes back. And that is incomplete.
I think he predetermined that 3rd down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
And he couldn't get that one to check up. It'll keep bouncing into the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll start this on the ground with Scatterbury. Brought down at the 21, a gain of 1.
Tackle made at the 21-yard line. 1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
Here's 2nd and 9. From the gun, it's Wilson. It's caught. It's Robinson. And that's a 1st down. It will be a gain of 8.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
They'll mark them down up at the 44-yard line.
14 yards.
It's been a busy first quarter for him so far. His 3rd catch goes for a 1st down.
You can't run plays like this, Mike, if you don't have incredible pass protection. I mean, he started on the left side of the formation, and look how far he had to go across the field before that ball was caught. That's going to take time. That's going to take a lot of trust in that quarterback, in his protectors, to know he can stand tall in that pocket and wait for his receiver to break open.
2nd and 10.
2nd down and 10.
They'll run with Scatterbury. What can they do here on 3rd down and 7?
3rd and 7.
From the shotgun, Wilson. to the sideline and intercepted. Picked off by Leo Chanel.
Mike, these are just throws you're not accustomed to seeing, especially from a quarterback that has played this much football. He's been around the NFL for a long time. He's got to make better decisions. Costly mistakes like that are going to kill his team.
The Chiefs offense about ready to get going on their second possession. They'll start with a short field, looking for the first point to this contest, and they'll begin 1st and 10. The drive begins with a run by Pacheco, and not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
The big guys in the middle of the defense, Mike, the defensive tackles. So often they're asked to do the dirty work. Keep the blockers off the linebackers. Let them run around and make all the plays. But in this case, this guy's able to shed his blocker, make the stop, and keep it to no gain.
And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down. So, we are through one here on Sunday Night Primetime. What will the second quarter have in store? More from MetLife Stadium after this. The Chiefs have it here to start quarter number 2. They've got it facing 3rd and a yard. Throwing is Mahomes. That's complete. Who else? It's Kelsey.
A gain of 4 yards. And the Kansas City Chiefs. 1st down.
Really just comes down to everybody understanding the situation. You realize, how many yards do I need to get for the 1st down? And just make sure at least one of my receivers is past the sticks. That's where he went with the ball, and they were able to convert.
He'll take this down inside the 30. Paulson Adebo is there to make the play.
At the 29-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5. Throwing is Mahomes. He'll get it inside the 20. Looking for the pylon, but the official right there is going to mark them out of bounds at the 1-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal. That's a gain of 28.
And it's his first catch of the game, and it ends up being a good one. All week long, we talked about how this dominant secondary wanted to take away their best targets. And he continues to make plays like that. Their top 10 ranking could take a hit by the end of this one.
They'll send Worthy in motion. Here's Mahomes. Out quickly here to Worthy. And he'll go the wrong way, trying to use that speed to get out to the pylon, but he had to give ground, and they tackle him for a loss.
It almost seemed like the defender was getting the play call sent into his helmet, just like the quarterback, because he knew the play before they even snapped the ball, and that play had no shot.
Off the bootleg, it's Mahomes. He pulls it in around the 5. And he can't get away. They rally to the football defensively. Bring him down for no gain. Line of scrimmage, the 3. 3rd and goal. Throwing again, it's Mahomes. It is brought in the end zone. Rashee Rice. Touchdown, KC. That his 2nd TD catch of the season.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their 2nd possession.
Harrison Butker now for the extra point. He knocks it through, and the Chiefs will take a 7-0 lead.
Giants nothing.
So now it's Butker following the touchdown to send this one away. This taken at the 5. He'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Giants offense ready to get back at it. Hey, Greg, no one better than you to talk about the rookie crop of tight ends, especially at the top. A couple of guys who have Midwest ties, played in the Big Ten, now find themselves in the Midwest, especially Colston Loveland, who's a Chicago Bear tight end.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, Mike, when I watch Loveland play, when you look back and watch his tape from Michigan, there's two guys that play tight in the NFL. There's the guy that you have to script open. He's going to catch flat routes and naked routes, and he's going to catch the easy ones, and he'll run after and get what he can. And then there's the guys, Mike, that get themselves open. They can win third down one-on-ones. They can win versus press. They can win routes downfield versus defensive backs, not just linebackers. When I watch Colston Loveland, that's the guy I see.
And another one out of the Big Ten, Tyler Warren from Penn State. He goes to Indianapolis.
Yeah, and he's a little more of a throwback, right? He can play a little quarterback. He can play H-back. He can put his hand on the ground. He's still good enough and athletic enough to play in space. When you look at what Penn State did with him, there wasn't a position on the field, including center, that he didn't play. So he's a really big, physical, run-after-catch. I think he's a good fit because, remember, in Indy, that Shane Steichen offense, they're going to want to run the ball. They're going to want to get downhill with the run game, offensive line. So I think it's a good fit because he's very talented in the passing game, but he's going to keep teams honest with his ability to still contribute on all three downs.
Patrick Mahomes going to lead the KC offense back out for this next drive. So we've seen from the start of the season the change in the kickoff rule and the ball coming out to the 35 instead of the 30. Greg, as you talk to folks around the league, there's been a little bit of a change philosophically in how to approach even when you kick a field goal in the NFL.
Yeah, and I think so much of the initial conversation is how does the kickoff team handle it? Do you pooch it? Do you kick it out the back of the end zone? And I think there's going to be a wide array of approach.
Nowhere to go. He is taken down. Chauncey Golston getting in there to bring him down. His first sack of the season.
The defensive coaches, they preached all week, Mike. They have to have relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because of that pursuit, it leads to a big loss.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Mahomes. Open man left side is Brown. He's got it. And he'll get a good chunk of that yardage back, but he's still well short of the first down.
This is a really nice job of just finding a hole in coverage, Mike. And I used to say, hey, when you're open, stay open. That's the art of route running versus zone coverage. And it's a friendly target for the quarterback in space, and they're able to convert.
Could have broken for a bigger return, but as it is, nice job getting his offense a start out past the 30-yard line. The Giants offense ready to take over possession of the football. They'll start out 1st down and 10. The drive will begin with a run by Scatterboot. And this will be a Giants first down. As the tackle is made at about the 43-yard line.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 3. On the give, Scatterboot. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
And they've really done a nice job defensively holding them in check. I mean, ideally, you'd want your back to average around 4 yards a pop, but they're falling short of that threshold as of now, and partially it's why they find themselves trailing at this stage in the game.
He's got his tight end. That's Johnson. And he's going to have the first down taken down after a short pickup of 5, but it will keep the drive going.
This play is actually really well defended here, but I'll tell you, Mike, as you know, my philosophy is the tight end is always open, and this just supports my case.
Trying to fit in the slant, and it was intercepted. Picked up by Drew Tranquil.
And these are the throws that are really holding the offense back right now, Mike. He just has to make better decisions because you're not going to win many games when you turn the ball over at this rate.
The Chiefs offense ready to get back to work. They lead it here in the second quarter, 7-0, as they begin with a 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Pacheco. And the D closes quickly. He's stopped after a gain of a yard. Micah McFadden, the linebacker, there on the tackle. Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd and 8. From the shotgun, it's Mahomes. Throw here down the field. Will fall incomplete.
Solid rep there for this corner, Mike. I mean, to stay disciplined with his technique throughout the entire play. So often we see when the ball's put in the air, the defender can panic and they either get a pass interference or they misplay the ball. This time he times it perfectly and forces the incompletion.
On 3rd down, Mahomes. Working the right side, taken in by Rice. That's his 3rd catch of this first half and good enough for a first down.
And this is what can happen when you're so worried about protecting the sticks, Mike. You force them to throw the ball underneath, but then you've got to be able to rally the ball and tackle it. But they weren't able to do it before he gets the line to gain, and he ends up picking up the first down anyway.
And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5.
6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 45-yard line.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd down and 4. To throw is Mahomes. That's complete to Rice. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
It's a gain of 11.
1st and 10.
That's good for a Kansas City Chiefs. First down. 1st and 10 of the 30.
Now Mahomes gives it to Pacheco. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
He was taken down behind.
These are the impact plays that this linebacker is capable of, Mike. Not only dissecting and determining where the ball was going, but then to shoot through the line of scrimmage and make this tackle for a loss. That's a big-time play by a really good player.
Here's a 2nd and 12. To throw is Mahomes. In middle, and he's got Brown. And they're going to take this into the red zone to the 15-yard line. That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
These crossing concepts are frequently used, Mike, throughout the entire game, all across the league. And what it does is it creates a lot of natural rubs. You run out the backside of the defense and rely heavily on the yards after the catch, and it's exactly how they're able to pick up this big gain.
Line of scrimmage is the 15. It's 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Pacheco. And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remaining. First half in a 7-0 game. We'll come back to MetLife Stadium after this. Second down, they need 3. Patrick to throw. That's going to be incomplete. Good work. The defender bodied his man up, wouldn't allow the catch. It'll force third down.
He's got to find a way to hold on to that one. I mean, you're right on the doorstep of the end zone. And listen, I understand that hit is coming. But guess what? That hit's coming whether you catch it or not. And you get paid to make the difficult catches. And I would classify that one as tough. But you got to make that catch. Give your team a chance to come away with this drive with some points. Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable. And as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put them...
And he'll take it on in. Xavier Worthy. Touchdown, Chiefs. It's his second touchdown of the year.
You know, Mike, I think we're going to see a lot of this, and you know why? It's the new kickoff rule. So think about it. In the old days, you'd kick a field goal, you'd kick a touchback, and your opponent would have the ball on the 20. You didn't give up as much field position, but you only got 3 points. Nowadays, you go for 3 points and you kick a touchback, they get the ball on the 35. It's almost 30 yards of field position. You're just better off going for touchdowns when you get in here tight.
And Butker on for the extra point. He's got it. And the Chiefs move out on top, 14-0.
14. Giants, nothing.
So now it's Butker following the touchdown to send this one away. This will be returned from the 2. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. The Giants offense about ready to take over once more. They're staring at a 2-touchdown deficit, 14-0. The score as the offense tries to regroup and get going with 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Russ. Now a short one caught by the tight end Johnson. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
The drag route. We used to say this is day 1 install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run-after-catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains. I just don't love the look of this offense so far in this game, Mike. I mean, this first half, they've been flat, they've been lethargic. There hasn't been a lot of urgency, and we saw it again on this last play. Simple handoff, no gain, same story.
Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. And that is incomplete. He was trying to get it to Odell Beckham Jr. there. And it's going to be 4th down.
And barring an aggressive decision here on 4th down, it just seemed like a really wasted possession to go 3 and out, not able to pick up a single 1st down. Not only do you not able to gain any field position advantage, it really takes a lot of the wind out of your sails as you find yourself jogging off the field and the punt team coming on.
On the sideline, the unmistakable Andy Reid as the Chiefs take the field once more. Their lead sits at 14-0 here in this 2nd quarter, looking to run away with this one before halftime. On 1st down, it's Mahomes. They'll set up the screen to Pacheco.
You see so many teams wait till third down to execute their screen game, but I like in this case the play caller changes things up. He uses the screen game on first down, which will have an effect on this pass rush going forward. How aggressive do they want to get after the quarterback? Because they got that screen play still in the back of their head.
A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. To the left side in the hands of Rice. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8.
And a Kansas City
out of the gun, here's Mahomes. Exiting the pocket right. Now he takes off. And he'll be forced out of bounds and pick up a couple on that one.
Nothing open here downfield. I think it's a good job just getting to the edge, getting something positive, getting out of bounds.
Mahomes now to throw on 2nd down. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be 3rd down. Now, Mahomes. And that is incomplete.
I think as the offense comes to the sideline now, the quarterback and his wide receivers need to get together and say, hey guys, what are you seeing out there? How can we find some open targets? Because on that last down, there was nowhere to go with the ball.
Returnable from the 17. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Scott Hansen and our great crew here in the Orlando studios set for an abridged version of the halftime report. This game, to this point, a little slow to begin with, but in the second quarter, the offenses started finding their way. We hope we're set for a great second half, so let's get back out to the stadium and rejoin our broadcast team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Scott, thank you back here on EA Sports as we count down to kickoff of this second half.
To kick off for New York.
Pretty interesting first half. We'll see if any strategy changes for the next 30 minutes or more as this second half gets underway. Get across the 20, mark them at the 22-yard line. The Chiefs offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. Going to be looking to possibly push this to a 3-score advantage. Work to do on this drive. 1st and 10. Now the former rushing champ, it's Kareem Hunt. He plunges forward for a couple of yards. Javon Holland up to make the tackle.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
From the 25, here's 2nd and 8. Mahomes back. That's complete. Left side to Worthy. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get them the ball, pick up the first down.
Not much there, maybe a yard.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9.
From the 35, here's 2nd down and 9. Throwing is Mahomes. A short throw taken in by Kelsey. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line. The future Hall of Famers connect. Mahomes to Kelsey one more time for a Chiefs first down.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Really nice job there, Mike. I mean, he sees the blitz coming and just gets the ball out of his hands. Understand where your outlets are. It results in an easy pitch and catch and move the chains.
A give here to Pacheco. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. That's a gain of 11, and they'll move the chains with another first down.
First down.
It's too early at this point, Mike, to really start thinking about the clock. You definitely don't want to go into a shell. But now this is the point in the game where having a good ground game really starts to take over. You throw to get the lead, but man, once you get it, that ground game, that's what finishes the game off.
This time they're ready for it. Room to run the last snap, not this one. They stop him for no gain.
Coming off that edge, Mike, you have to quickly determine, is this a pass or is it a run? And once he realized it was a run, he's able to shed his blocker, make the play, no gain.
To the left side, it's caught by Brown. Oh, nice open field tackle there. He could not get free. They're going to stop him for no gain. A tough spot here. 3rd and long. They put Kelce in motion. Mahomes going to throw here on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
Great pass rushers live for 3rd down, especially when they know the offense has to be one-dimensional. And this is a great example here, Mike. They can just pin their ears back and go. They know there is no threat for run. It is a must-pass situation, and for this offense, they're lucky it didn't result in a sack.
A 55-yard attempt.
Butker's kick is good. And the Chiefs stake themselves to a 17-0 lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
After the made field goal, Butker back on the field to send this one away. Here comes a return from the 5. Crazy. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. The Giants offense getting ready for their opening possession of this second half. They trail this one 17-0 now. Really need to find some inspiration, some momentum on this drive as they'll begin here with first down. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's second down.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Out of the gun, it's Wilson. This throw left side, taken in by Johnson. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. A big play for the Giants. And even 30 yards.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
On the give, it's Scatterwood. And this will be a short gain down to the 41-yard line. Drew Tranquil up to make the tackle.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
They face 2nd down and 7. From the gun, it's Wilson. That one's incomplete. Good coverage there. Made it uncomfortable for the receiver. Couldn't hang with it, and it brings up 3rd down. From the shotgun, Wilson. And that one's incomplete. They really ratcheted up the coverage there, and they force 4th down.
I'd say one of the most critical elements of a dynamic offense, Mike, is how efficient are you on 3rd down? It's something these teams stress all week. Here's an opportunity to continue to extend this drive. The defense wins this time and brings up 4th down.
Taken at about the 6. And he'll give his guys a little bit more room to work with as he's able to get forward out beyond the 10-yard line. On the sideline, the unmistakable Andy Reid as the Chiefs take the field once more. They'll begin with first down from their own 11. Here's Mahomes. That's caught downfield. It's Kelsey. And he's taken down up past the 35.
26 yards.
That one good for 26 yards.
Kansas City Chiefs.
You know, Mike, these crossing routes, you just see them being used more and more often. And really, it's because it's good against any defense. And what it does is it creates separation. It allows some of your best players to catch the ball on the move. And that short throw oftentimes turns into a long run.
On first and 10, here's Pacheco. He'll move it ahead for about 3 yards. That's Dexter Lawrence in for the tackle.
A gain of 4. It's now second and 6.
From the 41, here's second down and 6. They put Kelsey in motion. That's over the middle, complete to Brown. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
Another great throw, and that's been the story as you check out these numbers. I mean, he has done everything this team has asked of him and more.
First down, Kansas City.
From the gun, here's Pacheco. He'll take this ahead for a yard, down to the 49. That's Bobby Okereke there for the stop. From just across the midfield stripe, here's second and 9. Trying to set up the screen here with Pacheco. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. Give them 13 on that screen play. And a first down.
The relationship between the back and the offensive lineman is now the key for the run after catch. You want to make sure those linemen don't get too far down the field where they can't help protect the back. So once the running back catches it, there's a go-go call. Now everyone knows it's time to go downfield. The running back falls in behind him, and that's the landmark of the screen play.
6 catches for him in the ballgame now. And this one's good for a first down.
Kansas City Chiefs. First down. A gain of 13 yards.
They put Kelsey in motion.
Chiefs.
A handoff to Pacheco. And he's brought down after a gain of a couple. From the 20, here's second down and 7.
Brings up second and 7.
From the shotgun, it's Mahomes. Now a quick throw taken in by Brown. And the Chiefs are going to have it first and goal. He's taken down at about the 8-yard line.
These are the kind of plays that when you draw them up on the chalkboard, Mike, they all look great. But if you can't protect long enough, you're never going to get the receiver. I mean, think, he started on the left.
And he's in. Xavier Worthy. Touchdown, Chiefs. That his second touchdown tonight. Greg, nothing changed at halftime. They come right out to start this third quarter and pick up where they left off.
Well, I think this defensive coordinator is going to think back to his halftime speech, Mike, because whatever adjustments he thought they made, it obviously didn't resonate. What we saw happen in the first half, they picked right back up here to start the third quarter, and at this point, the offense has hit its stride, and they continue to pull away.
Butker's extra point is good, and the Chiefs are able to extend out to a 24-0 lead. So now it's Butker following the touchdown to send this one away. From the 6, here comes a return. He's across the 20 to the 21. That's where the drive will begin. Here's the Giants offense now. They get set to take over once more. They're in need of points in a big way as they set out on first and 10. On the ground, it's Scalaboo. And he'll bring this to about the 25. Drew Tranquil up to make the tackle.
4 yards on the pickup. Second and 6. At the 25-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 6. Now Russ. That one incomplete. Good job, textbook there, separating the man from the ball, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 6 yards to go.
Now it's Wilson. Open man, left side, he's got it. And he'll be taken down all the way up past the 45. 22 yards, the pickup there. That's good for a Giants first down. Now Wilson. A short one there to Bellinger. And they'll take this down inside the 35. They get an even 20 on that one. First down, Giants.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
Throwing again, Wilson. Forced out wide, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. That is George Karlaftis getting in there for the sack, number 3 on the year for him.
Sometimes, Mike, your greatest strength can also be a little bit of your weakness. In this case, he is so used to being able to buy more time with his feet, extend the play, give his targets more time downfield to uncover. In this case, nothing materializes, tried to do too much, and as a result, takes a big loss.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Out of the gun, here's Russ. Over the middle, that's the tight end, Johnson. Get about 6 before he's taken down.
That's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 14.
It is 3rd and long. Here's Wilson. Quick slant hooked in by Neighbors. And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up 4th down.
When you throw the ball short of the sticks on 3rd down, you're relying heavily on the yards after the catch. So give credit to the defense here. Once the ball carrier had the ball, multiple guys around him, corralled him, take him down short of the sticks.
And he's going to have the first down. Aggressive call there, but it works out as they convert on 4th down.
That's another Giants first down. 1st and 10 at the 20.
Here's a handoff to Scatterboot, and he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards.
Yeah, so I think as you look back over the course of this game, it's really been the inability of this offense, Mike, to create any sort of balanced attack to get anything going. And whether you look at the rushing yards, whether you look at just the points scored, this offense has to find a way going forward to generate more big plays and more balance, both run and pass. Just feels like this has been the story of the day for this offense, just unable to get anything going on the ground, and a big reason they find themselves trailing and another loss of yards.
A successful drive, but in danger of stalling. Trying to convert now on 3rd and 7. He's got his tight end. That's Johnson. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Giants. Touchdown here in the 4th quarter, Greg. They have a big mountain They're technically still alive in this one.
And now, Mike, we're going to see them line up to go for two. They're going to see if they can get this lead down to 16 points and still give them a chance to fight back here late in the fourth quarter.
Wilson has everyone set as they will go for two.
The Giants will line up for the two-point conversion.
Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. And he gets into the end zone for the two. So it's not over yet. It's back to a two-score game.
Mike, I think all of us can remember exactly where we were during a certain Super Bowl where throwing the ball this close to the goal line ended up being a disaster. But unlike that time, they ran this pass play to perfection, and the result, 2 points.
So out is Gano after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. Brown now to return it. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. So here comes the KC offense set to take over once more. And after a slow start to the year, they put it together so far in this one. Trying to avoid the 0-3 start and looking good to do that right now. And that's the way you want to run it on first down. A gain of 7.
A 7-yard pickup brings up second and 3.
From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd and 3. Throwing from the gun, here's Patrick. I had a defender draped all over him, incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a third down.
And 3 yards to go.
Out of the gun, here's Mahomes. And that is incomplete. Contact occurred just as the ball was arriving. There are no flags. It's 4th down.
And that's exactly how you teach it. They want these defenders to time the hit, that right when the ball gets there, you separate the receiver from the ball. And those are the ones on offense, man. You just have to make that catch, Mike. I know it's easier said than done, but you know the hit's coming. You've got to squeeze that thing, brace for impact, and make that play for your offense.
The Giants offense ready to see what they can do. We'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. Throwing is Wilson. Get this into the hands of Neighbors. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8. From the 33, here's 2nd and a couple.
2nd and 2 at the 30.
Wilson. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. He might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a 3rd down. Now it's Wilson. That's complete, and it is Becker.
Critical 3rd down conversion there, Mike. Now brings up a fresh set of downs. You find yourself here trailing in the 4th quarter. They got to go down and score, and they got to score fast.
To throw again is Wilson. He'll get that out to Scalaboo. That keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 2.
47-yard line.
Again, Wilson. That's complete. It's Malik Neighbors. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down.
Things certainly look a little improbable right now, Mike, but I wouldn't say impossible. I think they've got to capitalize on this possession to pick up some points. Every single possession right now is priceless. Points possessions, and then they got to get some defensive stops.
That is incomplete. No way to force the football in there. Good coverage. It'll bring up second down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it, but I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose, and it's going to force third down.
And 10 yards to go.
Wilson will throw again. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. Second time they've connected on this drive. 19 yards out of this one.
That's another Giants first down. First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's second and inches. He'll look middle here and get it to Neighbors. And he will score! Game on! Malik Neighbors. Touchdown, New York. Greg, very big touchdown there, makes it a 10-point game, and now a chance to tighten this down to a one-possession game.
Yeah, absolutely, Mike. You have to go for 2 here. You got to get this thing down to 8. But this offense now has given themselves at least a chance to make a run here down the stretch in the fourth quarter.
Here's a big moment for Big Blue. The Giants are going to go for 2.
The Giants will line up for the 2-point conversion.
From the shotgun, Wilson. That'll be caught. And he'll wind up short of the goal line. So they're not able to get this back to a one-score game. The margin remains 10.
So they decide to put the ball in the air, which I don't mind on this 2-point try, but the execution was just a little bit off, and it's not going to work out in their favor this time around.
So out is Gano after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. Brown now to return it. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Chiefs offense headed back to take over once more. And they look to finish it off here in the fourth. This might just wash away what was a subpar performance a week ago. On the carry, it's Pacheco. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. That one good for a dozen. And a very quick first down.
So when you're evaluating the impact of a team's run, I think it's important at the end of the game to look back and say, okay, how many yards did they run for? But more importantly, when did those yards come? Did I run for those yards in the fourth quarter, which typically means I had the lead? That's the sign of a successful run game, as opposed to getting a lot of meaningless yards early in the game.
Ball placed at the 45 for 2nd and 5. Throwing now, Mahomes. To the right side, hauled in by Kelsey. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. That's catch number 5 tonight, and it's good for a first down.
An interesting decision there by the play caller to put this ball in the air. Mike, you're up by 2 scores. Traditional wisdom says, hey, we're up by 2 scores late in the fourth quarter. We've got to keep this clock moving. You don't want to risk an incompletion. Now, they convert. They're able to secure the catch and pick up a fresh set of downs. That's going to enable them to continue to burn more clock. And without a stop, their opponent's not going to get the ball. 2-possession lead, fourth quarter. This is the time, Mike, when you really can rely heavily on your run game. Everybody in the stadium knows you're going to run it, including the defense. They just can't come up with an answer to stopping it.
They'll stay on the ground and stay with Pacheco. This time the sledding becomes a little more difficult. They're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
At this stage in the fourth quarter, great job by the defense, understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
Mahomes now on second down. Open man left side is Brown. He's got it. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down.
That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 7.
From the shotgun, it's Mahomes. That's complete left side to Worthy. And he's going to get awfully close to the first down marker, but appears just to be a few inches short.
Well, they say football is a game of inches, and plays like this explain why. You pick up a little bit more, it's a fresh set of downs. Now on 4th and short, this coach has a decision to make.
The offense is out there, 4th and inches. They'll try to run. And he's going to have the Chiefs first down. Quite a call there. 4th and inches. They go for it, and they gain 5. And the Giants here will use the first of their timeouts. They'll be disappointed there after giving up the first down. They'll run with Pacheco. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11. The 12-yard line.
Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. They'll drop to throw. That's to Gray, open on the left side. And quickly, the clock stops again. Defense taking the timeout. $1:54 to go.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
You've got to consider this an absolute must-stop defensively. It's 3rd down. Here's Mahomes. Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him. Whistles here and a timeout. Defense going to take this one with 1:51 to go.
And it's 4th down.
On 4th down, Harrison Butker on for the Kansas City field goal. It'll be a 35-yard attempt. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Chiefs will extend their lead.
So it's not exactly what you're looking for when you set out on a drive, but at the same time, you don't want to come away empty-handed either. So in this case, they'll take those 3 points.
Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
After the made field goal, Butker back on the field to send this one away. This is going to be taken in at the 3. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. Malik Neighbors heading out with the Giants offense for their next possession. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Wilson. That's to Robinson. He's got it. He's close to a first down. To gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches.
Out of the gun, here's Rush. Open man field, OBJ. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. A big play and a much-needed one as well. And even 30 yards.
Everyone talks about all the physical qualities to play quarterback in the NFL, Mike, and of course that's a given, but it's really the cerebral approach to the game that separates the best from everybody else, and I think both of those things were on display there, as he did not only a great job of finding the vulnerabilities of the back end, but that once his guy was there, it was that arm talent that put the ball in the exact right spot to allow his guy to make the big play.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Open man downfield, that's Neighbors. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
Well, Mike, sometimes we try to make NFL football a lot harder than it is. When you have a reliable target like this, and he just continues to get open and you realize the defense simply can't cover him, there's no reason to look anywhere else. Not only has he put together a tremendous game statistically, but he's just been flat out.
That's going to be intercepted in the end zone. Picked off by Trent McDuffie. And the Chiefs are going to get the football here as it'll come out to the 20.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's positioning. Being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown. And instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
The Chiefs' offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts, so just one kneel down, and then time to shake hands. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. To an E goes Mahomes, and that should wrap it up. So it's a win for the visiting Chiefs. And right away you can point to the turnover battle. Always he tells the story so often. It did here again today. Their offense didn't turn it over at all. They finished on the plus side with takeaways. As a result, they're going to come away with the victory. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olsen and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say good night from New Jersey.
NBC Sports, celebrating its 20th season of Sunday Night Football. Thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.